So I have not made a YouTube video in a minute and I owe you an update. I'm obviously in a very new location. There have been a lot of changes that have happened this summer. So we have moved to Tennessee. I may have hinted at the fact that we've been thinking about this for a while on my channel, but I really didn't talk about it. The first thing I want to say is that this was not an easy decision to make. It's not easy to uproot your life from where you grew up. I don't know that either of us thought that we would live there our whole lives, but you know, choosing the timing in which you would want to move out of the state that you grew up in, you know, that's never easy. There's obviously so many different factors that go into a decision like this. We loved our home in California. I tried to share the beauty of it, you know, the work that we had put into it, how much we truly enjoyed our time there. And it is sad to leave that. But with that said, after the last few years and everything that has happened, the cost of living in California became very overwhelming. That property in particular had a lot of maintenance. We were very much DIY too, so we love to do a lot of things ourselves. And we kept kind of saying to each other that we felt like we could do what we were doing in California for a much lower cost of living somewhere else. So over the years, that was something that we kept talking about, that we really highly considered. In terms of where we wanted to land, you know, there was a lot of places we could have chosen. We have family all over the United States. So it was tricky to land on a spot. But when we were thinking of what would be the best move for our family, both him and I have been out here multiple times for work. We've visited out here. We have friends out here. You know, if we were going to sell the California house, we wanted to sell it at a good time so that we had equity. We are in a smaller house square footage wise, so we're half the size of our house before, but we have our land and our property, which is something we really value. I was homeschooling during the transition, but once we got here and we knew where we landed and we knew a little bit more about our town and the schools and we got a better feel for it, the boys are in school right now. There's a really lovely community out here that we feel we can get our kids plugged into. Both Byron and I have work opportunities out here, so that's really nice. So it's a next chapter for us, you know. Once we shared our hearts with our family and they understood, you know, our reasons, both personal and some of the ones that I've shared here, they were extremely supportive, and we're going to support each other near or far. My mom's going to be out here in like 2 days. We're really thankful that we were able to take that hard work that we put into that house and that equity, and that we have a paid off house. We just paid off our car, so we're debt free. We feel a lot of freedom with that, and that gives us a lot of freedom with moving forward and kind of pivoting and reinventing a little bit. You know, after a really tough last few years, it feels like a new beginning. And part of that is really scary, but also exciting in another way. So there's these two very strong feelings that you can have at the same time. We want to be creative with this land, with this home. We want to put our stamp on it. We want to, you know, create a beautiful space. It's very cozy, it's very warm. It has a very inviting, peaceful feeling to it, which is what we loved when we first saw it. It checked off so many boxes, not just location-wise. It looks and feels like we're in the middle of nowhere because we are backed up and surrounded by forest, but we're very close to our town and a community. There's obviously a lot that goes into moving your family across the country. You know, I think my last video, we were in the middle of selling our house, so I was already starting to kind of clean and pull things out and get started, but I hadn't really shared yet. We consolidated everything down to one pod, and we had the pod moved out here. We did sell our home in California to a wonderful family. It took some time to find the perfect fit for that home, but they're basically continuing what we started there, which I think is amazing because they're really passionate about what we started there. The food that we were growing, they just basically picked up where we left off, and we're keeping in contact, and that's a really beautiful thing because yeah, it's hard to leave something that you put so much work and time and love into, but at the same time that was necessary for us to move into our next chapter. We already started our garden. I want to do a perennial flower garden of native flowers. We definitely learned a lot at our last home. We grew a lot, and this is a very different climate. This is a very different environment. So we're going to learn and grow here as well. But when we started on that property, we kind of in a sense, sort of fell into having property. We never really thought that we would be able to get that in California. We sort of lucked out, and we're really thankful for that. But we learned a lot and we grew a lot, and we want to bring that knowledge here. And there's a lot of things we want to do here as well. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on what we're up to. We'll do updates on everything that's coming for us. It's hard to put your life on the internet. I don't always know what I should share and what I shouldn't share and what I should keep private and just for us. But I felt that we needed to take this time to get out here, to process this whole move, and to go through this without sharing, and I would come back and give you an update. So hopefully I'll be back soon with more videos. I hope that you're all doing really well, and I send you love and light.